Ever typed a question into a chatbot and gotten an answer that actually made sense? That's a large language model at work. And today we're going to break down exactly what that is without any confusing jargon. Let's start by splitting the term into two parts. Language model means a system that works with words, and large means it's been trained on a massive amount of text. Put them together, and you get an AI that understands and generates human language. Think of a language model like someone who has read an enormous number of books, articles, and conversations. But it's not memorizing every book word for word. Instead, it's learning patterns, noticing which words tend to follow other words, and how ideas connect. Here's a simple example. If you say, "the sky is," a language model has seen that phrase so many times that it predicts the next likely word is blue. That's the core trick, predicting what comes next. Kind of like when your phone's keyboard suggests the next word, except on a far more powerful scale. So how does it learn these patterns? Through a process called training, where the model reads huge amounts of text from books, websites, and articles, billions and billions of words, absorbing patterns in language over and over. During training, the model isn't just reading, it's adjusting billions of internal settings called parameters to get better at predicting text. Almost like millions of tiny dials being fine-tuned every time it makes a mistake. This is why the word large matters so much. Modern language models can have hundreds of billions of these parameters, an enormous layered network, learning subtle patterns in how we communicate. Once trained, the model can generate entirely new text, answering questions, writing stories, summarizing articles, all by predicting one word at a time, based on everything written before it. This is why it can hold a conversation, stay on topic, and even remember what you asked a few lines earlier. But here's something important to understand. The model doesn't truly understand language the way a human does. It doesn't have feelings or beliefs. It's recognizing patterns and predicting the most likely helpful response, an incredibly powerful pattern matcher, not a conscious mind. So what can these models actually do? They can answer questions, translate languages, write code, summarize long documents, and even brainstorm ideas with you. That's also why you've probably heard names like GPT, or Claude, or Gemini. These are all examples of large language models, each built and trained by different companies. Now, these models aren't perfect. Sometimes they get facts wrong or sound confident about something incorrect, something often called a hallucination in AI terms, which is why it's always worth double-checking important information. Despite that, these models are improving fast. Every new version tends to be more accurate, more helpful, and better at understanding nuance and context. So to sum it up simply, a large language model is an AI trained on massive amounts of text, learning to predict and generate human-like language one word at a time. It's not magic, and it's not a human mind. It's pattern recognition at an enormous scale. And it's changing how we write, learn, and work. Now you know what a large language model really is, and how it quietly powers so many of the tools you use every day.